On this episode of Mad Ginger Customs, we're finally going to get the cab set down on top of that Grand Marquis, and hopefully it all fits. Hopefully I fit. Let's go! All right, so I've had worse ideas, and it seems like it's working out. So I put one of my big car tie-down ratchet straps on each side, and I got a chain fall on each side. This seems to lift okay. So I'll show you how it works. Put you on time lapse. And here we go. So it's high enough, I believe, to get the car under. I mean, I'm like 5'11"-ish. I got my boots on, so maybe 6 feet, 5 3/4. Carry the 2. It's pretty tall. I mean, you know. So we're gonna get the car, try that, and see if we can just slide it in deeply.
Yeah, baby! Yeah.
Okay, well, man, it really does not look like it's gonna fit. I think we're too far this way. We need to move. We can jack the car and move it side to side, but man, that looks tight. And I don't think it's gonna work, but we're gonna go for it. I think I might just put it neutral and try to push it from here because I'm afraid. All right. Seems like a guillotine. Wow. Alright, that's not bad. Everything looks okay. The problem is getting out of here. How am I going to get out of here? That's a problem. Let's just start lowering it down. I don't want you near this. Back up, please, so you don't get hurt. We're going to go nice and slow. All right, I've employed my son, and he's holding up the front. But look at the wheel well gap. It's like good. So this is about where this has to go. It just has to go lower. So in here, we need to cut. There's a little bit in the front here that has to come out. So right here, we need to cut this here. So this can slide down into that, right? And then also, the inside of these boxes, unfortunately, are going to have to come out. So we're going to have to do some sheet metal work and maybe bring it all the way up and bring it forward. The wipers are not going to work. Well, no, they're not going to work. In the back, that whole support has to come out. And we have to take some of the cab out. I would say maybe 5 or 6 inches. I'll measure it. But guys, this is like huge for us. This is a really... Huge. The front end of this is a tragedy. I don't even know how I'm going to get anything to fit. We might have to take that radiator and scooch it back. There's a ton of room in there. I got probably 4.5, 5 inches. We'll move the condenser. We'll back it all out. That's easy. So, unfortunately, all this stuff has to go, right? That's too bad. So sad. I'm cutting it out. And then we're hoping to close this gap right here, right? We're hoping to do that. We have about a 2-inch disparity between the front and the back. And I want to take enough out of this where I don't have to have an obstruction and I can move it up and down if I need to. I'm going to take 7 inches out of this from here to here. 7 inches. Because I want at least 4. And I thought maybe 5. So the 5 plus the 2 gives me 7. In the front, basically, the dash is about 4 inches from touching. So we cut the corners out in here like we know we're going to do. Now, why did we cut that much? I like to party.
Hello, I'm Rico, and I like to party.
So, we got all the room now. I'm probably gonna trim up that side a little bit. I'm gonna knock this deflector off of here. We're gonna have to put the cab on and off probably a couple more times, but I'm gonna have to build a plate for the underside of this. But it is what it is. Something you gotta do. There's no wipers now, so Rain-X it is! Let's cut some stuff. Well, hindsight being 2020, I got a little aggressive with the cuts. So I went from the inside and I did a little burning on the outside, right? Do we care about that? Absolutely not. How about a flanging tool? I think I'm going to use it for this anyway. I used the Sawzall to give me a nice cut, straight cut there. That one was relatively straight. I think we have all the room we need. So I think we're going to try this. Well, we are much lower. This is all going to swing forward because I screwed up. So I got so like enamored with trying to line the lines up with the you know, the bed. Not that it matters. Nobody's even going to see this. My original line was here, my mark. So it's not wide enough to drop down. So all of that for nothing. But it's a trial and error situation. So in here, we're gonna blast this out right here. Zip. And then we're gonna cut up here, and then we're gonna cut over. We're gonna knock out, basically I need an inch on each side. We're gonna cut down. We're gonna get all this corner out of here. All right, drop number 3, right? The back fits well. She's low, like super low. We can lift it a little bit. That's not a problem. We're going to have to lift it a little bit because there's no room here to put a seat. I tried this like bucket seat I have. It's like a universal bucket. I'm like pinned against the wheel. So this whole thing needs to come back, I don't know, 4 inches, maybe 6. That will actually straighten the wheel out a little bit. The problem's going to be from this angle, going this way. I'm not sure I can get this radiator support in here. I can move this whole radiator system back. The cab is short, guys, like super squatty. That's not helping us. This whole thing has to come out here, all the way down. And then this has to come out. And then I think what I'm going to do is cut basically all that dash steel out, and that way I can slide this forward, because as of right now this is covering like the defrost. These will get covered up like on the other side. This is a little kitty wampus, but shocking more cutting, I know. Not even going to show you guys that. I'm just going to lift it and cut it, and we're going to get right back to it. Alright guys, so this morning I drove up to Massachusetts and this is what I got. So I got a radiator support with a valance. I got a door that has no rot in it, inner panel, a little bit in the corner, that's not bad compared to what we got. 2 fenders that are decent. Shut up, bird! That one's got the little gas filler in it, we don't care. Those are the old ones, those are mauled. And I got another grill, this is like my 3rd one, but it's got 1 little dent in it. So we can knock that out. Guys, I paid all the money for this. I paid like $1,050 for all that. And you're like, oh, Dave, that's a lot of money. I mean, this thing is not a square body, right? It's very difficult to get sheet metal, especially in the Northeast, that isn't absolutely rotted through. So for me, this is a win. It saves us a lot of time doing, you know, sheet metal repairs on garbage, and hopefully we can push forward with the project. We're back to cutting again. I'm not even showing you guys because it's boring. So cut this off so it's nice and flat. Cut down the side so we can bring the post back so it'll sit about here. Took the carpet out, drilled some holes, drained some water out. Found an entire nest of ants, which I guess ants don't like carb spray. Who would have thunk? But I want to show you guys, when you look at used cars, you may hit the jackpot like I just did. Check this out. Ooh, forever stamps. I hold on to those someday. Man, it's probably like worth 30 bucks each in 60 or 70,000 years. So I'm just moving the wiring in. Right, we're gonna prune all of this because honestly, what do we need? A couple grounds, the stuff for the fuel pump, and we're gonna prune that side too. Probably not doing that anytime soon, but this, as far as I know, I may take this corner off too. Actually, I don't think I have to. That'll suck if I do. I think we've done enough cutting. I think that's done. I think we're done. Let's see if it fits now. Here I come, baby. Check engine light. I'm not playing around. Let's hope that's enough cutting, because honestly, there's not a whole lot more I can cut. All right, it is down. I measured this pretty much like kind of all over the place. I think it's going this way a little bit. So I'm probably gonna lift it a little bit more in the back, shim it up. But as far as side to side and this way, it's pretty straight on the car. Measuring, you know, from the inside rocker to here, and then the height, and then all that. It's pretty good. We will, you know, favoring the front a little bit. That I can live with in order to have enough room to be able to sit. I'm going to try to put a bench seat in here. Cut a lot, guys, that I didn't need to, but I didn't know kind of where this was going to sit because I really thought this was going to be forward. I screwed that up, admittedly, my fault. I really thought it was going to come forward, but then you can't sit in it. It would just, I mean, I'm a big person, but even I had my son sitting in it who was like 140 pounds. And he's like, Dad, you can't drive it. I'm like, all right. So I pushed it back about, well, that much, you know, 6 inches or so. With that seat in it, you can drive it. I think with the bench in it, because the bench will be up a little bit higher and it'll be flat against the back, I'm pretty sure that's going to be perfect. Oh, guys and girls, it is so good. So good. It's exactly the way I imagined it. Jess came out. She's like, I really couldn't see it in my brain. But she goes, now that it's all together, she goes, I love it. She goes, I don't like the wheels. We're going to change the wheels. So here's where we're at. Distance of the cab is good. Noses sit where it has to sit. We're going to have to cut the frame horns off the front, do a little magic with the grill. Fine. Build a battery box, tighten this all up, build some supports, not a big deal. But check this out. This is a Ford F100 seat. This is the one that I took out of the blue truck. If you guys follow our channel, you know that I hate this seat. But it's what I had, and I threw it in. And honestly, you sit in it, and it's awesome. It's comfortable. This thing, you can move the pedals backward and forward, so if Jess drives it, she can just pull the pedals up to her. I don't think this is the seat that's going to stay in it. I do want a bench seat in it. I have the original bench seat where the foam is just absolutely punished, but I think we can do something different. Maybe I'll try to find some extended cab, or I mean some crew cab rear seats. They seem to fit in these things pretty good. So got a lot of sheet metal work to do, and we're wrapping it up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this episode of Mad Ginger Customs. I am loving the way this is coming out. I appreciate you guys spending time with me, watching me build this thing. The height is great. The fitment's going to be good. We got a lot of sheet metal to do. We got to cut the bed. We got to fit the nose. Follow us on social media. So hit us up on Facebook, Instagram. We do reels. We do updates as we move through the projects. So those guys get a little sneak preview of what the video is going to be in the following week. Hit us up on those Amazon links in the description. You don't have to buy what's in the link. You can just click the link. And guys, remember, you're watching me do this. I'm doing this for the first time. So if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.